Hey, Gator Nation, welcome back to an all new episode of the Respect Our Decision podcast, guys. Sorry we took a little week off last week. Your boy Hirsch here had to have a little oral surgery done. I had to have a tooth removed in the back of my damn mouth, man. It was rough going, but we're back. We're healthy. We're good to go. As always, like I said, I'm Hirsch. With me, CJ the man McCann,
What is up, guys?
the hype man Wes.
Was good. Gator Nation was good.
Yes, sir, Gator Nation. We are here, guys. We're going to talk about the Gators' victory against Mississippi State. Is that too little, too late for Billy Napier and company? We got the bye this weekend. It's a good thing. I'm picking Hurricane Helena because we have no run defense. I feel like Hurricane Helena is going to run right through us. It is what it is. Everyone else does. But we're gonna get some things off our chest, guys. We're gonna talk about it, and then we got our weekly Pick Ems at the back end. We're running tight here, guys. We're running real tight. Each week this college football season is drunk. That's the best way to describe it. You can't pick these games from one week to the next. Nobody has solidified themselves, maybe outside of Texas and Ohio State. I would guess I'd add them to it as a true powerhouse right now. Got two big powerhouses going to work out there in Bama this weekend, maybe, depending on where that hurricane goes. We'll see how that works out. We're going to talk about that later. As always, guys, if you're checking us out on YouTube, make sure you subscribe to the channel, guys. Drop a like on the video. As always, our goal, 100 likes on the video. Make it happen. You're hearing us say it right now. Go ahead, hit it now. Don't wait. Don't procrastinate. Make it come alive. Drop us a comment down below. Go ahead. You can tell us who's going to win Bama UGA this weekend. You can drop that down below. Hey, who's your clubhouse favorite right now for interim coach? Should Billy lose his job here shortly? Who is your interim in-house favorite? Is it Jaluk? Is it? I know some people will say Mike Pete. I know some people are going to say not damn Dan Enos. Has been rumored out there by Andy Staples company. Dan Enos. Somebody's going to say Urban Meyer. Make Steve Spurrier's in the building. Make him coach the team. Hey, whatever y'all want to talk about, guys, drop it in the comments. We're here for a good laugh. That's all you can do at this point. Laugh, get it off your chest, live it, love it, all that good stuff. All right. And you can make sure you check us out wherever you get your podcast from, but I'm sure y'all already know that. Y'all are awesome. Appreciate y'all as always for all the love. Guys, let's get into it. Gators beat Mississippi State. It wasn't the prettiest game, but a dub is a dub. We're not gonna start on the negative. We're gonna talk about the positives. Because I know a lot of people are tired of the negative stuff. And look, I get it. You don't want to go on and on and on about, man, we're tired of all this negativity. We want to talk about some good stuff. So we're going to talk about it. We won. Graham Mertz, very impressive in the victory. 2 incompletions. DJ Lagway, no incompletions. Offense looked really good. Obviously, Trey Wilson is out. Had a little knee scope. I've seen different things. Some people said he'll be back for the UCF game, maybe a little after. Some people think he's doing it just to hold out till the season is over. I don't personally believe that based on some things I've heard. Now, I do believe you could see some guys opt out before the next game. Absolutely. But let's talk about it, guys. 45-28 victory. Obviously, the offense looked very efficient, got a lot of things done. Offensive line looked really solid, gave Graham time to throw. It's amazing what happens when you give the quarterback time to throw. But once again, the defense is suspect. A lot of missed tackles again, even though this was the thing that we heard over and over and over and over again was going to be shored up this offseason. That was the big focus. 10 or less missed tackles a game, and we're out there missing like 23, I think was the final number, something crazy. It's ugly. But CJ, I'm going to start with you. What were your main takeaways from this game?
I was really happy to see them use Mizell finally in the way that I was expecting him to be used. It took Trey being out for them to do it, but I was like, I think we've all been asking for them to put him on the field and just let him use his speed. He had one touchdown taken away from a blindside block where the block E was staring at the blocker in the eyeballs. So I don't know how he was a blindside block. I'm still trying to figure that one out. But that was really cool to see. We really get to see what Graham Mertz could do behind a competent offensive line. I don't really think that has much to do with our offensive line being improved as bad as it is just Mississippi State's D line not being very good. But it shows what could be. I think we've all said that if you could keep Graham standing up, he's a great quarterback. And he played a great game. We saw a lot, from guys. Marcus Burke had a big catch for a touchdown. You got to see a little Jacoby Jackson. You got to see some Jaden Ball. That was nice. Got to see some Trey Webb. You got to see some Hayden Hanson. Those guys, doing their thing. Of course, Elijah Badger with a big catch on the sideline. That guy's a Sunday player. I hate that he is kind of stuck here, for lack of a better term. The guy is supremely talented. If we'd sheared up the other things that we needed to, he'd be giving us a major jolt on the offensive line or the offense in general, because I just think he's that kind of a player. The defense early on, I think, played pretty well to start with. A lot of good jobs putting Mississippi State in third and long, a lot that seemed to really help us out. Towards the end of the half, they went down and they scored, and it was just like the floodgate opened from there. And we just couldn't stop them. We finally recovered a fumble. We had opportunities to recover more fumbles. We didn't do it, but we got one of them, thank God. So that was cool. Austin Barber with a touchdown, the big man touchdown. That's always great. There's offensive linemen. They deserve the world. So congrats to Austin Barber. Can't take that away from him. It'll be on the stat sheet forever. DJ again, looks like DJ. He gives you a different look. Being able to do stuff with his legs. He's got a big arm. We've talked about DJ. We know what he is. There's some things, you got to work on. He's got to grow. But, as a player, he looks, as ready as you could really hope a freshman could be. So, no, I think that, great to get a win. Awesome. We don't know how many more we're going to get this season. So, enjoy every one you get. It's an SEC win on the road, something that we've struggled with. But, there's a lot of good things to take away from the game, but I just don't feel like this changes much in anybody's mind for this season. They still have opportunities to do it. We've still got a whole season left to play. They could absolutely, turn it on, but that's going to be up to them.
Wes, what were your takeaways? Aside, I'm gonna preface this because I know it's a key thing for Wes. So I'm gonna set him off before he even speaks. Wes, when will this team recover a fumble?
Yeah, that's an inside joke to you guys. I've been telling those guys, like, it's weird. It's a phenomenon, like that. The fact that we rarely turn the ball over and we just can't get any. The shit is baffling to me, man. And we cause fumbles and they like, you want to get that or I'm gonna get that? Like,
it just
there's
bounces
the ball.
around.
Like,
It always finds a guy on offense every single time.
It's frustrating,
like it's a magnet on their hand, and it just.
It's crazy, man. It's a weird phenomenon that
this team and turnovers. I mean, aside, let's skip the missed tackle thing. This team couldn't cause getting a plus minus turnover if the other team just didn't run any receivers out and just threw the ball down the field.
And you would think without offense, you would think we would be way in the plus. Like, even if you get like one a game or two a game, like every other, like, I have the barrage where you get like four. Like you might, we got 4 turnovers this game. That shit never happens for us, and it's crazy and it's sad for the offense.
School, like, it just doesn't happen.
It doesn't happen, man. But was happy that we did get the one, like CJ said. Was happy to see Treon get some more carries this week. You guys know that's another inside thing that my affinity for Montreal. I love that to see him play and ball, and DJ has some long drives, so I like that too. Him having those long drives, those long scores. Billy wasn't afraid, to put him in, even though we were backed up, and the game was, I don't want to say in flux, but with our defense, every flux, you feel like you have to score every time you get the ball. So the non-fear of him not, saying, well, let me put Merce back out there because this game is getting kind of tight, and letting DJ at the end to kind of cap off a win for us was magnificent. Same thing with CJ. You guys know another inside thing. I love Aiden Mizell. Always wondered if Trey's not out there, why isn't he in there more? I saw Tank, not saying that Tank can't do it, but I don't think Tank is quite ready for the physicality here. Without he made
Same
me
as
another
Mizell
year.
was last year. You got to get his
Yeah,
college
yeah,
body.
exactly. Yeah, so I thought Mizell would have been well ready and could have stepped in and do some of the similar things that Trey could do. And I think he has more of the I don't know.
He's got
They're
straight line speed.
yeah,
Mizell's got that
speedy,
straight line takeoff. Like he's got that
yeah,
first,
exactly.
where Trey has kind of got that wiggle.
Yeah, he can
and
stop.
cut.
He can get. Yeah, he can cut better.
Yeah, Mizell's got that straight takeoff. Yeah.
So I'm not going to talk about the defense. That's not waste my breath. It's broken since Jeff Collins left, and it's not. It's no need to even waste my breath on that and have you fans even hear it. We just broken over there until the new regime comes in and new players come in and just change the whole culture. The culture is broken. You heard on the. There's nothing. If you didn't watch the game and you heard it on the. Are you gonna save that? Okay, but that bothered me. Yeah, that bothered me as well.
You don't want to talk about the defense. Just
yeah, that comment bothered me, but you can have that. Yeah,
I'm your Huckleberry. I'll talk about that.
Yeah, that comment on national TV from that reporter was outrageous. But offense looked pretty good. One thing I hate. I think I don't know if I tweeted or I said it. You guys like the George pulling. If that's your worst offensive lineman, and you know he's unathletic. It was a play, I forgot what it was, but he was pulling on a play. I'm like, why in the hell do we have George pulling? And it didn't make any sense. That matter of fact, that was 2 weeks ago. We didn't get a chance to talk about it. That was with the play Scooby Williams made against Texas A&M with George couldn't get there in time. But I'm sorry, the games are blending in now, so I'm sorry.
Yeah, we skipped a week and we're at a
yeah. So I'm sorry about that, but other than that, Trace Mack good again. Love. We talked about special teams. It's probably the best part about our football team right now. So,
at least we fixed something.
we fixed the special teams, but other than that, man, I'm just happy to get a win. CJ made that comment. We'll be going into next year. Like we play Miami one, so we lose to Miami week 1 next year. But like Florida hasn't won a game since September, the 3rd week of September. Whatever it was, I don't know. I can't remember the dates anymore. So that's where we're going to be at next year going into the season, especially if we lose week 1 if we play Miami. That's how it's going to be. Like Florida had, we hadn't beat a FBS school since last October. That's what the thing for this season was. And now that's the thing outlook going the rest of the season. Florida State. Florida State can't score, and we maybe can score. So we may beat the, but defense may beat it. You can have it, Hurst. I mean, I'm at the point where
FSU's gonna find their offense when they play us. I promise.
Oh, we're gonna make DJU look like I ain't saying it. All right. One thing I want to talk about before I do my defensive rant here. Kudos, I guess, to Billy for doing a better quarterback rotation this week. Let me just. Since we weren't here to talk about A&M, I'm going to use these 2 things. That is the dumbest coaching decision because we played A&M and he rotated them every single possession and then came into his press conference and made the comment of, I really felt like we struggled getting into a rhythm on offense. Sir, you make these decisions. It is your job to feel that out and say, maybe I need to stick with Graham. Graham looked fairly great, not great, but good versus A&M. But it's hard to get into a rhythm when each drive you're coming out. Now, this game, Graham stays out there a couple of drives. He's in a rhythm. Now, it didn't hurt. You're not playing a really great team. Sure, of course. But rhythm matters, especially when you made the comment a week before. I felt like we couldn't get into a rhythm. Yeah, sir. That is for you to identify and fix. That's called an adjustment in game. We don't make those. We don't make in-game adjustments. But let me get off. Like I said, the offense as a whole, I had no issues with. I do feel like Montrell is not himself. I feel like we rushed him on the knee or he rushed it, one of the two, and he just doesn't have a whole lot in the tank. I also feel like we run him straight into the guards or the center pretty much every carry and just expect it to work. The last time Montrell got an outside run, he went 71 yards against Miami. And we decided, you know what? That worked a little too well. We're going to hold on to that one for a special occasion. I don't know when that is. Maybe that's the FSU game. Maybe we're going to try to squeak one out there. Anyway, Wes started to mention it, and I wanted him to hold up because I really wanted to rant about this. The reporter comes on during the game, and she said, in our pre-production meeting, we had a chance to speak to defensive coordinator Ron Roberts, and he said he didn't feel as though the defensive players were bought in and believed in themselves. What in the blue hell is that? Who is in charge here? Sir, you're brought in to make the defense better. If kids ain't buying in, either A, you get guys that are on the field, or you're not doing your job as a coach to get these kids ready to play football on Saturday. There's a disconnect. Now, there are some really nasty rumors about Ron Roberts out there. I'm sure a lot of you have heard them. I've heard them. CJ's heard them. Wes has heard them. I'm sure the players have heard them. Those that maybe there could be players that witnessed it on their own. I don't know. I'm not in the building. But look, I can see the pros and the cons of not getting rid of Billy at this point as of now. There are some reasons to keep him. There are some reasons to go ahead and get rid of him. There are absolutely zero reasons that you could not have already fired Ron Roberts. If any of that is even remotely true, and the production of your defense through these, first games. Because even at Samford, you looked crappy. So if you'd like to send any kind of message of this is unacceptable, why is he still in the building? Give it back to Austin Armstrong. It's the same system. You're not teaching something new. It's not like you're having to do a new install on the bye week. Get his ass out of there. I don't understand that at all. I do, and I'm with a lot of people. I feel like Billy should have been let go after A&M. I do realize there are some reasons not to, some reasons to. Also realize Scott Strickland is involved, and his ass is right there tied to it in a lot of ways. So he don't want to make that call, and you have an interim president for the university who's not forcing the issue. So it's a bad situation all the way around. It is. It sucks for Florida Gator football fans. But it is what it is right now. We're going to have to wade that storm out, and we'll get to more of that in a minute. You could fire Ron Roberts at any given minute. Because let me tell you what's about to come next, and that's where we're going to go next with the show. Any kid that plays in the next game can't use their red shirt and opt out for the season. And they know that. You've seen the stuff that happened today with UNLV, with the quarterback opting out and then the running back opting out. And that's a whole different ball of wax with whatever they got going out there. We're paying our guys. We're not missing payments. What we promise right now, and I know Jaden Rashada jokes, I get it, whatever. Our guys are getting paid each and every month as they sign their contract, what they're supposed to get. But they do have the choice to say, I'm not going down with this ship. I'm going to save a year of my career because maybe I'm not Trey Wilson and I'm a 3-and-out kind of guy. I'm somebody else, and maybe I need 3-4 good years of tape if I'm ever going to play in the NFL. And I'm not burning a year if I'm a defensive guy, playing for this guy, Ron Roberts over here, who can't scheme himself out of a paper bag, and I don't care for playing for. You're in a situation right now where the next few days leading up to UCF, I don't know how they're going to handle it. I don't know how it would be announced. I know we've already heard a few names, one being Katie Daniels. Not playing Katie Daniels, not giving Katie Daniels one carry in his home state at the end of that game, you should be sent to the gulag for that. That's just dumb. It's obtuse. You just don't understand where you're at. I mean, but look, people get caught up. But I've heard that kids were asking, "Hey, coach, can I get some burn right now? We're up," and they were told no. I wasn't down there. I don't know that for certain, but if that's the case, it's criminal, man. When that game's in the tank with 2-3 minutes left, you can't get Katie Daniels out there for one carry in his home state. You played him against Samford. If you're going to redshirt him, that's fine. He doesn't have to play another game, but he's in his home state. You want to keep him, be smart. You don't care. Anyway, so now you're going to be facing with a bunch of guys, and I'm telling you now, it could be very silent. It could be as simple as they just aren't on the sideline for the next game. You may not hear a word about it. Some you may hear about. If you remember the deal with Kamari Wilson last year, when he showed up on the sideline in his jersey and they told him to hit the road, that's what he had done. He decided already he was transferring. He wanted to take his red shirt, and he was opting out. Well, and I know what a lot of people are going to say, and I agree. If they're opting out, their NIL deal goes out the window, and I'm sure that's the way that gets handled anyway. It's they're under little contracts. They're not going to be invited to do the NIL the opportunities that earn them NILs under their contracts that they sign with Florida Victorious. That's how all that works. Wes, now that my little rant is over, what are your thoughts on what should have happened and what's going down before this UCF game?
Yeah, this is probably the first time in my Florida Gator fandom that, like, week 2, week 3, the season has been over for me. Like, we've had some bad teams, but I've been excited to see the team was still on the field. We were still competing even with Muschamp. That defense was going to keep us in games, even though we might lose. You felt like we had a chance. Even with McElwain, we would lose at the end of the season, but we were winning crazy. We would still find some way to beat Kentucky and beat Tennessee weirdly, or beat Georgia. Muschamp has some, not Muschamp. Dan Mullen has some fun years, of course, except for that last season. But this is like last year we were saying. I remember CJ was using the word, broken. That the program was broken before Billy got here, and that we were not who we thought we were, and we just need to give some time. And he was right, and he's still right. But broken is not even. We were shattered. We are. I mean, this program is in a sad state right now. I know we talked off air a couple weeks ago about us being like maybe Nebraska or some of those schools that went through that long dry spell of just who the. I was about to say the F bomb, but who the hell are we? Like, and it's sad because I've never experienced this with the University of Florida, but here we are. I always felt like there was hope. Like, if we just get the right coach, there's hope. But I'm no longer there. As far as the rest of the season, that, like you said, there's pros and cons of firing Billy. But to your point, Ron Roberts' ass should be gone now. Like, this is how we put Armstrong, let Armstrong go ahead and do his thing during this week, and then next week you good. This would be the time to get rid of him. Even Dan Mullen this year, he got fired. He did fire Grantham, even though it was like six years too late. He still fired Grantham. This is the time.
In the message.
Yes, this is the time to do it. I think the players liked Armstrong, even though we struggled last year. I don't think they care for Ron Roberts. I think some of the players did like Armstrong and maybe still do like Armstrong. Whether the coaching staff and all of them, as far as the defense side of the ball, get along, I think the players liked Armstrong and his energy. You saw how he got along, how he was bumping players. We love that energy. We love the energy that he gave. So then you bring this old SOB in and his old stuck in ways, can't teach a new dog new tricks type of attitude, stern, stubborn, I know what's right, we do it my way, get off my line type shit, and see why the players don't buy in. So to your point, this is the week to do it. This will be the week to do it. Should have been done Monday. Sunday, like you said, after Sanford,
Sunday.
yeah, get rid of them and say, okay, going in this week, Armstrong, go ahead and get your stuff together. You back calling plays again. You might get buy-in from more players that revitalizes the team. Okay, we back with Armstrong. We like him anyway. Let's go ahead and do it. So that's what I think should have happened. I wish we had done it, but I thought Billy was the type of guy that would be above not reactionary, but he would be proactive,
Proactive.
and he seems not to be that type of guy, and it's going to cost him his job because I still believe. I don't know if I believe in the offense. I believe that Mertz can still manage a game. I feel like we have receivers. It's not a problem. I feel like running back is not a problem. Offensive line is a problem, but you may be able to sneak a couple games if your defense was just decent. Like, not even like top
And
25,
we said that before the
top
season.
50. Yeah, like you may be able to steal some games. You may be able to not even say, you might be able to beat Kentucky. You may be able to beat FSU. You may be able to beat UCF. How many? That's six. That's what, 6 wins up in there that you may be able to steal. To get to 5 to 6 wins, and maybe not, your job is done now, but you may be able to get those wins. Say, you know what, I did do something, got the program back to where I thought it could be. Even though I'm getting fired, I'm losing my job because the disaster it was at the beginning, and all the rumors and the things. You're done now unless you win all the games and get to the playoffs. It's the only way you can't. Even if you win 7 or 8 games, he's still done. But I was just saying that's the only way he will be able to save his job if he just wins everything, which is not going to happen. But you could save face and say you went out. Your pride should want you to do this, and maybe it's his pride that's keeping him from doing it, and it's gonna get his ass fired. So it is what it is.
I mean, yeah, you could have let Ron go already and got a third offensive line coach in there before the next game and really got some work done. CJ, I hope we left a little meat on the bone for you here.
No, I mean, I just I'm just I'm at the same point where it's kind of bleak, and you're just going to be a long next few months because we're basically like, you wish we were playing NCAA on the Xbox and I could just hit Super Sim to the end of the season and just, we can get to the real stuff, because whatever happens now, it doesn't matter in the grand scheme of things. Kids that are going to leave have already made up in their mind they're going to leave. There's nothing that's going to change that. I wish that Billy would fire Ron Roberts just to show that he still kind of gives a damn. I just don't think he does. I don't know with Billy. It's almost like he cares too much and doesn't care enough at the same time, and I just can't figure it out. I've never understood coaches that were willing to die with their coordinators. I get that these guys have your friends and you've coached with them, but man, your ass is on the line at the end of the day. Um, Roberts to me has got to go. I don't care if you let Will Harris coach the defense. I don't care if you let Armstrong coach the defense or Mike P or Chapman. Doesn't really matter. Just Ron needs to go because it's not a fit. Whatever you want to say about the rumors, I don't know. Wasn't there, but I can tell you right now, based on the way the team is playing, they're not inspired. They don't believe in him. Um, and that could be for a bevy of reasons, but that's just not good. There's no way to come back from that as a coach. If you can lose games, but if your team still lines up for you and still wants to run through a wall for you, it means something. And I feel like we're at the point now where
Ron's up.
we've just got guys that are just kind of waiting around to see what's next. Uh, I don't think that they I don't think they care, you know, about the staff anymore. I think that they're just defeated, especially a lot of them that've been, running hard for 3 years, buying into this, like kids like Shamar James, who was in from the beginning and has bought into this and just absolutely showed up every year. And now you're kind of looking at what it got you, and it's not great. And that's kind of, and I understand that feeling. I understand what it would be like to really put effort into something and believe in a cause, and now you're looking at it and it's just not what you thought it was. Um, because I think as a fan base, a lot of us have done the same. I think we all at some point, and I know us specifically, we're really behind this, and we tried. We believed in it. We looked for every example and everything we could do to really believe in this staff. And I just think we're at the end of the rope. Um, and I think we were all kind of there to start the season. We were like, you gotta do it this year. You gotta show us something. And unfortunately, losses to Texas A&M, loss to Miami. There's it's just not it's not good. There's no way, because if you can't beat those teams or you can't even look competitive against those teams, God Almighty, you've got to go to Texas. You got to play Georgia and Jacksonville. You got Jackson Dart coming to the swamp with Ole Miss. LSU is still LSU. It just doesn't look like it's going to get any better. Tennessee is going to do terrible things to us in Knoxville.
Terrible, terrible, dirty things.
like
so
so,
bad.
so like it just we're just at the end of the road. We're just out. We're just done, and we're all just kind of like, I don't even know how people still try to troll us or anything anymore online, because I mean it's like, yeah, we know we stink. Okay.
Yeah, they've let us
hurt.
go now. They've moved on. It's not
Yeah.
even a
You
conversation.
can't hurt us anymore than we've already hurt ourselves.
Yeah, it's bad, man. Like I said, you had a chance over the weekend, early week, to make a statement. You chose to go business as usual. I've heard a lot of rumblings about that are a lot of kids really using this week to evaluate their future. They're talking to their parents. They're talking to their representatives. And yes, these kids have representatives now. What is the best option for me? Is it to stay, or if I leave, is it going to look bad? Like, kids have a lot to think about in this, of course they can enter their name into the portal and then withdraw if they like the next coaching hire and things of that. And we're not going to get into the coaching hot board right now. We know what the name is. Everybody's heard the name. That's the most linked with everything right now. We're not going to go down that road because everybody's doing it. We can't control any of that right now. We'll talk about it when it matters. And it's not now. Right now, Billy's still employed, so we're just going to have to stick with what's currently going on. You had a chance to make a statement. You didn't. You decided to go status quo, and now you're going to reap whatever comes from that. If that's kids saying, you know what, I don't want to play for that damn guy right there, or I don't believe in you and I don't want to play for you, it's going to be what it's going to be. And look, I know a lot of people are going to hate on these kids for whatever decision they make, because that's how some people are. They're going to say, look, your commitment should be to the school and all that. Well, I agree with a lot of that. I do. And I also agree that it's not their fault that a flawed system was put in place. There should have been rules. I know CJ's got one of his things is like, if you decide to jump on your team in the middle of the year, you shouldn't be able to use your red shirt and things of that nature. Yes, these kind of rules should have been put in place before this anthill was kicked over, but here we are. So we're going to have to live with whatever happens. I just wish that maybe Billy would have been more proactive about trying to get out in front of it. I mean, look, he knows what's happening. I don't care what he says in a press conference to Edgar that they haven't discussed his future. He knows what's happening. His agent does the discussing with everybody about what's going to happen with his future. Not him. Because they sit down and go, okay, what's this buyout going to look like? How are we structuring things? How's this going to work? How's the staff going to get paid off? Yada, yada, yada. Billy doesn't discuss that. Billy just finds out from his agent. So you can't sell me that fake damn bag of beans. I've been down this road. So we'll play out the bye week. Next week, we'll do a show, and we'll talk about if we've heard any kids opting out, what the team looks like going forward. I don't know what to tell you to expect in the next 7 days. All I can say is we're in it together, guys. We chose this heartache, and here we are. All right. The one thing we can't control, Wes, is our weekly pick'ems. And boy, I tell you what, Wes had a bad week last week. Obviously we didn't have our show, but we wrote our pick'ems down in our private little chat that we had so we could make sure we kept up the pace. So last week, even though Hirsch the week before Hirsch went 4-6, he rebounded with a nice 7-3 this week on the backs of BYU winning that game against Kansas State. CJ went 6-4, and Wes went a lonely 4-6 last week. My God.
What I do the week before?
The week before, hold on, I gotta check into my notations. I got it here somewhere. I think you did really well the week before. Yeah, you went 6-4. CJ went 5-5, and I went 4-6. But now you're back in last place, 22-18, and me and CJ are both 24-16 on the season after having a. CJ is like Tony Gwynn. He's just Mr. Consistent.
That's
he
right.
Goes out.
If you get 3 out of 10, they put you in the Hall of Fame, baby.
So CJ just goes out and does averages a 6-4 every week and just holds serve.
That's right. I was gonna hold on.
All right. So we're gonna start it off with the team that we play next week. Coach Prime comes back to the state of Florida. Colorado versus UCF. Hurricanes should be passed. I would assume this game does actually get played. All right. Wes, you're in last place. You got to go first, man. Who you taking, Prime or UCF?
Go with UCF. Don't trust Prime's defense.
CJ.
This is tough. Because again, they beat Baylor, which is cool, I guess. I'll take the Knights. I'll take UCF. If they were playing in Boulder, I'd probably feel a little different.
Yeah, I'm right. That's kind of where I was. Plus, I think Gus can out scheme with that defense. Like, he's going to keep the ball away from Hunter, pound it on the ground. I think they'll control the clock, try to keep the ball away from Shador and Jimmy Horn and them boys.
Travis Hunter.
Yeah. Heisman favorite,
Yeah.
Travis Hunter. I don't care.
Miss me with that Cam Ward stuff. This dude's balling.
Yeah. You're out there playing 80 snaps a game or whatever this insanity is he's doing and doing what he does on both sides of the ball. I don't care about. I know y'all have beat a lowly UF team and all that, but he's the real item. All right. Next up, little out west action. Arizona visits Utah. CJ.
Give it a Utes. The Clemson of the West.
Clemson of the West. Utah, baby. Wes?
Yeah, Utah burned me last week. I thought OK State was going to beat them, and somehow they always win.
Kansas State played BYU last week.
Yeah. Utah played Oklahoma State last weekend.
Yeah. You picked at Oklahoma State.
I needed that win. But yeah, I'm going with you. I can't pick against them. They find a way to win every week. I don't know how, but
yeah, I'm taking Utah at home. Out. The last time I took Arizona, they burned me bad. I think that was the Kansas. Yeah. They were in Kansas isn't that great, so I'm not getting down that rabbit hole. All right, here we go. Tobacco Road, man. We're heading to Tobacco Road. Little basketball, and the way North Carolina plays defense, they might have a basketball score in this game. North Carolina at Duke. Wes, who you taking?
I've never picked Duke in anything, but I'm going with them tonight.
CJ.
I'm still going to take the Tar Heels. For whatever reason, Mac Brown finds a way to lose a game like this, or like the James Madison game every year. He did it with Appalachian State, and it just doesn't make a lot of sense. But I think North Carolina wins just because I think Duke's just in transition. Manny Diaz, Bleak Murphy, not quite what I think everybody expected him to be.
Yeah, give me the Devils at home, man. Matt came out and said he might have to step down, and then said he wasn't stepping
He said,
down.
"That's not what I said."
Now, that ain't what I said. He went full Big Daddy on him.
No, no, that's not what I said.
Yeah,
You know Jerry,
so,
don't you, sugar?
Jerry with the glass. Yeah, he's lost it. All right, this one ought to be fun. The battle of the letters here. FSU at SMU. Man, this new ACC is insanity. CJ, we both picked FSU to win last week. I don't think we were doing it seriously. We were kind of doing it as a reverse jinxing.
I was kind of keep jinxing them, but I think Wes messed it up when he picked Cal. I think if he'd have kept going with FSU, we would have just kept going down the line. You know what? I'm taking the Mustangs. I think the Mustangs have the offensive power to kind of make this where, I mean, FSU struggling to score more than 14 points. I don't see them doing it.
Wes?
Yeah, I'm going with SMU as well.
Man, I don't even know the last time. I guess I don't know the last time FSU even played a game in Texas. I mean, and I'm not, to be honest, I'm not very familiar with FSU's schedule, but man, that's they've played these last games at home and struggled in all of them. Yeah, it should be fun to watch them go out to Texas. Give me Texas. I mean, Southern Methodist University here. My God, we've never even had them in the picks. I don't know how
The
to even
Pony
say their name.
Express, baby.
Yeah, man.
Oh my
Eric
Lord.
Dickerson,
Eric Dickerson ain't running over there on that sideline, baby.
All right. SEC action. Arkansas and Bobby Petrino's new hyped up offense at Arkansas visits Texas A&M. Texas A&M's defense solid. Wes, who you taking in this one?
Who are the teams in this? This is one I could didn't get to because of my accident. What happened? Who's playing this one?
Arkansas versus Texas A&M.
What are their records? I have no information on these.
3-1. I think they're both 3-1.
Oh, shit.
All shit is
I'm
not an option.
gonna go with Arkansas. Something about Hugh Freeze. Saw one of his ex players. What is his name?
Where is Hugh Freeze? He is at Auburn, sir. Well, you need to get it together.
You said Arkansas versus Auburn,
Arkansas
right?
versus
They played
Texas
last week.
A&M.
Oh, okay. So I was looking at the wrong thing. Okay, that's why I'm off. I'm gonna go with Arkansas, not Texas. I'm not going with Texas A&M.
Okay, Wes is on the sauce.
See it, man.
He spilt the sauce on his notes is the problem. CJ?
Yeah, I feel like I'm surprised I've done this because I can't tell you the last time I picked the Hogs, but I'm gonna take the Hogs. I think Taylor Green is gonna show A&M something, and I think A&M is kind of in neutral right now, just pressing on the gas and not going anywhere.
If this was at Arkansas, I'd say woo piggy, but I think the 12th man will give Arkansas a little bit of a stump here, especially after I watched them blow that game against Oklahoma State. So give me Texas A&M on this one. All right. Big Ten action. Boy, exciting stuff. Ohio State versus Michigan State at Michigan State. We always have a game like this for Ohio State that goes weird, CJ. Who you thinking in this one?
Yeah, it ain't gonna go weird this weekend. Ohio State big. Michigan State is still trying to figure out who they are.
Yeah, they're still overcoming that crazy Diddy gate that they had up there or whatever it
Look
was.
out now. Man, Mel Tucker ain't making no more phone calls up there.
The Ohio State.
Yeah, I'm sticking with Ohio State too. I still think they're the national champs right now until I see, especially if Ewers doesn't come. I mean, now Arch looks clean out there. Don't get me wrong, but
Struggled last week.
how does his first start? All right, speaking of Oklahoma State, they're next on. We go back here to the boys in Oklahoma, Texas, and Kansas. All those Midwestern teams. Oklahoma State versus Kansas State. Wes, who you taking out there?
OK State.
Kansas State burned you last week.
And OK State, both of them did me wrong last week, and OK State did this shit to me last year as well. This is my last time picking them in this type of game. I'm going with the Cowboys.
CJ.
Man, Kansas State got beat up on by the Mormons.
They're good though.
Man, they ain't that good. I'll give it to Pokes. I'll take the Pokes. I'll take Mike Gundy and his mullet, and he's a man, and he's 40.
Yeah, I'm taking Oklahoma State in this one too. I'm not sold on Kansas State even at home winning this ball game. All right, back to the Big Ten. I should have grouped these games together better. The ranked Illinois Illini visits Happy Valley to take on Penn State. Little battle of high-scoring offenses out here. CJ, who you taking?
Illinois look pretty good. If they were playing in Illinois, if they're playing in Champaign, I'd probably pick the Illini. But I'll take the Nittany Lions in Happy Valley. I can't pick against them if they're playing in Happy Valley.
Is it a night game? They're doing that whiteout thing they do.
I didn't see the time on it. The schedule
Either
so
that or
wonky
the big noon kickoff.
the schedule is so wonky this year. Hold on, I got it right here. Let me tell you.
Or are they the 3:30 game?
7:30 game.
Penn State.
Penn State.
Yeah, that's gonna be.
They're gonna have Mo Bamba bumping.
That's gonna be rocking all night long, baby. All right, yeah, I'm gonna take I'm gonna take the Stormtroopers too. I think they'll lay it to them up there. Stormtroopers will finally make a shot. All right, final two games, a little ranked action here. Possible future Gator head coach Jeff Brom and Louisville Cardinals travel to Notre Dame to take on the Domers. Who are you taking, Wes?
I don't trust Notre Dame's quarterback. I'm gonna go with the Cardinal.
Ooh. I set this up just right for CJ.
I'm taking Louisville because if they don't win, then I for sure know I'm out on Jeff Brom.
No, man, I ain't doing it.
On the Irish.
Touchdown, Jesus, baby, all the way. Give me the Domers up there. I don't trust Jeff Brom's offense either. That's why
you don't think Tyler Shuck can do it?
I think Freeman gonna have them schemed up there. All right, enough with the bullshittery and the nonsense. Let's get to the
with the big boy
man game.
Right here.
All right, UGA taking on Bama, 7:30 at night. Tuscaloosa is going to be rocking. The LED lights are going to be flashing. Cousins, sisters, and brothers and all will be making out in the stands. It's going to be crazy. CJ, who you taking?
And Georgia is 1-5 in their last 6 games against Alabama.
And the only reason they won because Mechie and Jamison Williams got hurt.
They got that
They've
one
ain't walking
win.
through them doors.
I mean, it's just but they played in Tuscaloosa. It's a big game. Kalen DeBoer coming out party. But I don't give a damn. Give me the Silver Britches. They're gonna beat them. Dogs win because I just know they're gonna do it. That game against Kentucky is gonna be the thing that's gonna wake Georgia up, and they're just gonna go on a run like Saban used to when they play one close game against somebody. The Dogs win.
Now, Wes, this segment is usually reserved for you to pick whoever is playing against Georgia, but you told us you ain't doing it tonight.
Nah, this is history. Florida program is broken and shattered into pieces. It's a new day, a new age. I'm going with the Bulldogs.
Oh.
This is the first time ever on this show that I've picked up. They rarely on here because they usually wax everybody that they're supposed to play. So, but when they have a competent opponent, I always pick against them. But
you guys hear that? It's that big
puppies.
It's that machine coming down the track.
Oh man, let me tell you. For those that don't know, I'm getting married November 2nd. That's the day of the Florida-Georgia game. I'm getting married that morning to my fiance of 6.5 years. And she is a huge Georgia fan. And I am, once again, contractually obligated because she listens to this show. And I'm in a very sensitive time period right now where I can't go effing stuff up. All right? So I'm not buying into to Caleb, to DeBoring and all that stuff they got going on over there. They don't excite me none. They played really close games with they, I know they ended up winning big at the end and whatnot, but I'm telling you now, this ain't the same. These jokers right here, Georgia, they always have that one tough night game where they look like crap. It was Kentucky a few years ago and Missouri and all of that.
South Carolina. I mean,
Yeah. They
Yeah,
always
North
have that one
Carolina.
game, and then they get a bye, and then Kirby puts his foot way up their ass, and then they come back and they reel off like 6 smashings in a row. And I think this is just the start of that run right here. I just got a feeling about it. They're going to get Trevor involved more in the offense than he has been. Give me the Bulldogs to roll. I think they win by 17 plus in this game. I'm calling it now. Whew, such a dirty feeling. I'm going to go take a shower. And that's our picks for the week, guys. As always, do not use these picks for your gambling pleasure. We barely break even in this ball game that we call life, and we just do this for fun. And that's all we got left right now, guys, in our college football lives, is to have fun where we can. But guys, thank you as always for joining us. We appreciate it. We like to thank you for listening to us vent. Hopefully we hit on some key things that y'all are feeling as well, and you're listening to the show and you're going, yeah, that's the shit I'm talking about. God damn it,
Ron
man.
Roberts.
That's how I feel about it. Get that son of a bitch out of here.
Get that man some Just for Men. Color his hair.
This is the first time I've ever been excited to see Washington Redskins. And
Looks
not
like
the Florida
Donahue.
Gators.
Get that Phil Donahue lookalike son of a bitch out.
Trying to get Alex Murdaugh off the damn sideline, man. I had enough.
The world is upside down.
That's that guy from the Naked Gun movies. All right, CJ, take what you got for us.
Yeah, you guys know the stuff. Use our code for the Victorious. Use our link, alma mater. Check out the stuff over there. Leave a like, comment, subscribe, all the things, everything that's floating around my head up here. There's something for you. Check out the Facebook. Join the Facebook chat. Like I said, keep up with us on Twitter or X, whatever you're calling it now. We post stuff over there if there's news breaking and things like that. So you guys find us over there. Help us out. Every time you subscribe and you like and you comment, it helps us out a ton with the YouTube algorithm and all that jazz. So thank you guys so much for supporting us in these trying times in all kinds of weather and all that jazz.
Yes, sir. All that jazz. Wes, take us home.
Yeah, appreciate you guys. Thank you guys. I know you probably don't want to listen to a lot of podcasts and that things when the times are down, but we really, really appreciate you guys and your support. We try to keep it fun and keep it, humorous, and we have something to look forward to. I'm prime example. When you tear everything down and rebuild it, sometimes that's what's needed, and hopefully that's what the Florida Gators do. We tear it all down and hire new. When we get a new coach, there's always that excitement. So you have that to look forward to. Maybe some new players coming in, maybe a exciting new coach. Who knows? So we'll keep you posted with things we hear, and then join that Facebook group and get some news there. Hirsch is always in there talking, and CJ as well, giving you guys the latest and some information, answering some of you guys' questions. So we thank you. Make sure you like the video, as the banner on the bottom says. And as always, go Gators.
Go Gators.
Go Gators, baby. Beat the bye.